Good morning, everybody. Morning after a very tough day yesterday. I think it's the toughest thing I've ever had to do in my life, as we laid the body of Alfie, Gerald's babe, to rest. And I've slept when I got home, and and I had an early night and slept probably another 8 to 10 hours. It's been a very sobering morning in terms of one's thoughts, and I thought there's just a few things I wanted to share. As we all come to terms with having a world, a city, a community without Papa Alfie. And I was thinking about, the process of our dealing with all of these things, and just how, one has to go through all these emotions and all the thoughts, thinking, one of the normal things that happens in a time like this, having gone through trauma before, is all the things that you think of. What ifs, if I just could, if I prayed more, if I fasted, if I was more urgent, so we have a lot of regrets, but those are all part of the processes, and that there is really no regrets when it comes to a man like Papa Alfie. There is really no regrets, because he never judged. Yes, there were things that irritated him and really got to him, but he quickly made those shifts, and that's really the message I want to leave with all of us this morning, is that Papa Alfie shifted regularly. He forgave quickly. He just made sure that he never got stuck in a place, because he had a wonderful relationship with the Holy Spirit. And the picture that I get when I think of him this morning is, recently, a couple of days ago now, we had a tremendous explosion in Beirut, and the shock waves that happened from that explosion was tremendous. And if you watch the videos, you will see that people were standing and watching from a very, very far distance, and still it affected them greatly, as windows shattered and things fell upon them as it just vibrated throughout the city. And the shock of Papa leaving us was that kind of effect in the spiritual realm, where we all have been affected deeply and greatly, and to shift us, that God has taken one life home to almost activate and shift hundreds and maybe even thousands. I've lost count. And I see this picture of a little dot called Alfie Fabe, even though he was a gentle giant in the faith, and a myriad of lines coming out from that, unlimited, I believe, and causing such a shockwave of shifting. And the challenge for me this morning, because he never wasted much time. He was very intentional and urgent about many things, especially in these last few months. And it has to shift me into who I am and what God has called me to do. And so that shock wave of his death cannot be for nothing, cannot be a waste, it cannot be a delay, yet another delay. We have to say, now is the time. And I'm sure many of you have already done this, sit down, rewrite the vision God has given you, rewrite and refresh that vision. And if you've never had one, now is that time. Write down at least 3 things that you want to do in this next few months, this next year, and go and do it. Go make a mess of it. Go make mistakes, because Papa Alfie made lots of mistakes that I had to cover many times, and I had no problem with that, because that was why I was there for him, is to just carry his heart and protect it, and help him fulfill the things that he desired to. And I continue to do that with great passion and pleasure and privilege. And each of us have that. We've been infected, affected, influenced, impacted, imparted from this great man of God. And we need to shift. And not just today, but every day, every month. Revisit what you need to revisit. And let us take the shock of this, the explosion of the shock, as the waves of it just affects us and many all over the world. And let's do what God has called us to do. Some of us will have platforms to do it in, and do it. Use the platforms to the glory of God. But most of us will not have those platforms, because for all of us, the real ministry lies in the personal platform that you have, that I have, in every personal relationship, which was Alfie Babe. That is for all of us. So let us use those personal platforms, which is the relationship you have with all your loved ones, and even somebody you just encounter for the first time, that you know that that person is valuable to God, and that you will help stir in them the image that they carry, as you and I do. God bless you all.